because the 1 ounce bundles, I could not get soaked enough to get dye through them. So they have white spots in the middle. So
Okay.
when you dye, do them in 1/4 ounce bundles. About this size. This one's getting ready to get dyed. About that thickness. Okay. And you just pull them straight out of the rinse water and put them on the cookie sheet. And also, I found out that it really needs vinegar.
Okay.
I put follow the directions I gave you for the wool, but there's a total difference in this is non-vinegar. See how light it is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this is vinegar.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a big difference.
They're the exact same colors.
Huh.
So another thing, the paper towel and the rack didn't work out because you really need to squish the dye in the wool. So take that part out of your notes.
Which part?
I said to use a cookie sheet and
Yeah.
paper toweling and the cookie sheet cooler, the rack, wire rack, but just use a plain old cookie sheet.
Okay,
Nothing in it.
but nothing, okay,
Yeah.
and put a thick, take out the
Yeah, the
paper.
paper toweling and the wire wrap. Okay, so we're gonna mix up some dye. I gotta get my, I use real hot water and about a cup of hot water. And I use a solo cup, so no cleanup. And then I put a 1/2 teaspoon of dye in.
And that's the food coloring gel, right?
Yeah,
Dee?
this is the Wilton's.
Okay, say that again, how much of the,
I use a 1/2 teaspoon.
okay, 1/2 teaspoon.
Or 3 packs of Kool-Aid, she said in her
Yeah, 3
notes.
packs of Kool-Aid.
And that's the kind with no sugar in it.
Yeah, with no sugar. And I've got the ones I've got mixed up here are Kool-Aid.
That's a teaspoon of dye,
That's a 1/2 teaspoon.
1/2 teaspoon.
And you gotta mix it really, really, really well.
Mix.
And then I'm not gonna take the time to mix it all up. You gotta know how to mix things. And then I put a tablespoon of vinegar in here. I thought I could get away with that using the vinegar for people that don't like the smell of vinegar,
Uh-huh,
but it just doesn't work right. So, and that's how you mix the dye up.
okay, and how much water did you put in there?
A cup.
1 cup.
I love the smell of vinegar.
I actually do too, but some people just hate it. Okay,
Not this chemist.
that's that for that. Okay, now the next thing is pouring on the dye. I start with my lightest color, which is an orange, and this is Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Do they still make berry blue?
Yes, they do.
Good, because that was the most important Kool-Aid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I have a hard time finding berry blue.
Yeah, you know, Amazon is the best place. You can get 50 packs for like $20.
Ooh.
And they come in all assorted colors. So next thing I do, grab a paper towel. And then you're just gonna squish this dye in, pick it up, pick up a corner, and just kind of squish Make sure you don't got any white spots.
Did you say that was Silk Hankies?
These are Silk Hankies.
Are they from Dharma?
No, these are from, let me go get my tag. These are from,
I think I remember when she bought them.
Although I have silk scarves from Dharma, and she said that would work really
they
well.
would
too.
work just fine.
Wood.
This is from Wet Belly Fibers. Can everybody see that
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
on Etsy?
Belly fibers, huh?
Wet belly fibers, huh?
Yeah. So,
Dee, have you tried doing it this way on any kind of wool?
it works on wool too.
And how about the cotton?
The cotton, it works, but the color doesn't stay nice and pretty in cotton.
Okay, uh-huh,
That's you better off using on the fiber resist dyes on.
okay.
And
Probably bamboo or something would take it beautifully.
yeah, bamboo, I've never played with bamboo, but it probably would. Okay, and then,
Silk is fine.
Wool and silk are protein fibers,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
they take dye very differently than the
here,
vegetable fibers like
Yeah.
bamboo, flax, cotton.
Yep,
You need a different kind of mordant.
yep,
yeah,
yep.
You
Very
do.
different.
okay. Now I'm gonna pour out my next darkest color, which is the tropical fruit. And I just kind of pour on an angle.
I wish we could smell it too.
It does smell good.
Ugh.
It's a good alternative for anybody that doesn't like vinegar. And it does smell good.
You know, I dyed some yarn with Kool-Aid probably 20 years ago, and it's still just as bright as it the day
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Kool-Aid really, really works. So I'm punching it in with my fingers, making sure I don't got any white spots, but you're still gonna end up with white spots no matter how hard you try. Okay, and then on comes the grape.
You have very interesting hands.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
See how well the
think
dye works?
yeah, really.
so. Yeah,
Yeah, don't go near a hospital or anything. They'll
I think I have some kind of disease.
I grew up with English walnuts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And then on comes the purple. And I poured mine at a diagonal just for grins and giggles, but you can pour it on however you want. And you can just do one color if you want. And you can scrunch it up too. But when I scrunched it up, it left too much white for my taste. And it didn't make for a very good demonstration either, so. So I'm just squishing it all in.
You definitely are well off using that cookie sheet. It's a good use for cookie sheets.
Yeah. I actually have a hotel pan that I like better, but you guys couldn't see down in it, so.
Well, I have so many cookie sheets that,
That's a good use for
yeah, about the only use I make of them right now is to check my lentils and beans before I use them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't use a lentil or bean without checking for stones. Too easy
Yeah.
to break a tooth.
Which is funny, they always have a rock in them.
Yeah, they do.
You always have a rock in them, and if you don't get it, you get the rock in you.
That's right.
All right, and I always wipe up. I always put like a plastic tablecloth or a garbage bag or something on my counter
Oh yeah.
Oh.
because I splash.
I suspect Clorox is okay to clean up your mess, though. If
Yeah,
you,
that's my Clorox bottles right here.
yeah. That's what I found even with Procyon dyes is when they
It'll come right off with Clorox.
a little Clorox goes a good way to cleaning up any mess you make.
Yep. All right, and this is. Can you see what it looks like in the pan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. that's what it looks like now. This one, I've already put in the microwave.
Uh-huh.
And this is another thing I found. Instead of putting it in bundles, just put it on a dinner plate.
Huh.
It makes it so much easier to come out. You don't have to handle those hot bundles. And you can reuse the plastic wrap, so
Okay.
And it's totally safe for consumption.
yes.
Yeah.
And this is what it looks like after it's been through the microwave.
Isn't it pretty?
So, and I don't think I need to put it in the microwave for you, do I? You know how to do that.
Yeah. Okay, so
So
what,
do you repeat cycles in the microwave until the water that drips is clear, or do you just do it until you think it's dark enough?
I've done it, I do it twice, 2-minute cycles. And it seems to really take the color in, and it sets it really well.
Mhm.
But now I'm gonna rinse out the Kool-Aid, and this should be really set. So, pardon me a minute, I'm gonna put this in the sink. And I just turn it on medium and just squish.
Well, so much fun.
Yeah, and it just, and the water's running clear already. So, one more mixture.
And I think somebody had made a comment to use the good brand of saran wrap
Yes.
because it does get pretty hot.
Yes, it does. And
Ta-da!
ta-da, it's that simple.
That's pretty.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
So,
Okay,
Love it.
question about wool.
yes.
You were trying to dye a hank of wool, say that's already been spun, because I
Yeah.
don't spin. So if I got a hank and sort of unrolled it on the cookie sheet, and got it loose, could I
Yeah.
do the same sort of thing?
Oh, most definitely.
Cool.
So, you might have a few white spots up in the middle,
Okay.
but if that's, but
So maybe
also,
loosely tie it.
yeah, just kind of lay it on there, and you might have to do front and then flip it over and do the back side,
Okay.
because if a hank of wool is about 4 ounces,
Mm-hmm.
and it probably would take both. You probably need to do both sides.
Okay. Thanks.
Dee, when you say do both sides, you mean microwave it, or do you mean putting the actual dye on it?
Putting the actual dye on it. The microwave will be the same.
Okay.
So do you peel the hankies apart after you're done? So you got a
Yes.
bunch of hankies there, right?
Yes, and I've got one that's dry, and I'm going to show you how to what they call attenuate it.
Oh, okay.
So
Such
Here's
a
a-
fancy
Do
word.
you,
Yeah.
at this point, before it dries, do you rinse it a few times?
yeah, I already rinsed this one.
Okay.
I just keep the water running and just squeeze it out as I go. And then I squeeze it real tight, and then I wrap it in an old towel and get all the water out I can so it dries fast.
Squish
Okay,
it.
doke.
Okay, now can you guys
Is it-
see this? Can you see this edge right here?
Uh-huh.
There's like a hem in it. Well, you take one of those hems and just pull it, and it pulls right out.
Attenuate.
Attenuate.
Go.
So that removes one layer of the
The silk hanky.
hanky, yeah.
Yeah, and that's one layer. And I kind of pull it, try and get it back into a square. And then I take and put my hands in the middle and make a hole. And then you just take and pull. And you just keep pulling. And you just
Like sticky taffy.
I'm
It
completely
is.
confused. In
Huh?
my mind, we were doing hankies, like you blow your nose hankies.
Oh,
Oh. Now, silk hankies are a little bit different, but you can dye hankies. There isn't any reason you can't dye out cotton
Oh.
hankies.
So what you are doing, this is something that you're going to spin into silk yarn.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you get it fine enough and you
Duh.
roll it up in a ball, you don't even really need to spin it. You can knit just straight from this.
hmm. Couldn't you could weave using that for
Oh,
the weft too.
Yes. I was sitting thinking the other night that clasped, I can't say the word.
Glass.
Yeah.
Class to weft.
With this would be absolutely beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
On some black.
Ooh. Oh.
It's shiny and it would just,
Next show and tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways. And that's how you do it. And
So how thin can you pull it?
you can pull it really thin.
Will it break?
No,
Okay.
you're gonna have a hard time breaking it.
Isn't this a whole cocoon that's been this?
It's what they do. It's thousands of cocoons, and they get them started, and they put it on a reel, and then they use a box frame, and they take the cocoons after they get it started, and go back and forth on a box frame, and then they do thousands of layers at a time.
Huh.
So.
Cool.
What are these things sold for then?
I bought a whole pound and it was $90.
No, but I mean, what is the intended market?
Us.
Yeah.
Dinners.
To
Spinners and
spin
weavers.
or to dye or what?
Yeah, they do them to dye, mostly.
Okay.
So.
You can buy them already dyed. And,
Yeah.
but you can also you buy them plain and dye your own.
Yeah.
I bought mine from Living Felt and I probably paid too much money for it. It was a 1/4 ounce for $4.95.
That's not bad.
Is that not bad? Okay.
Not bad.
Well, I'm glad somebody asked how a silk hanky related to a normal hanky, because I had never heard of them as the product.
Uh-huh. So.
Dave, it's not a hanky.
No, no.
That is what I have discovered in the last 10 minutes.
You blow your nose in it, you will have silk stuck all over your nose.
It
That's
will
a
go
fact.
up your nose.
Yeah,
And
you
then
have
you
to,
will definitely have a problem. You will be sneezing all day.
yeah, you have to be careful too that your skin on your fingers aren't all rough because it'll really catch
Yeah.
on that silk.
Yes,
Yes,
it
they
will.
do.
Okay.
Yep, that's why I quit. It kept sticking to me and wouldn't
Yeah.
get off.
Wintertime, when it dries out, it's hard to spin silk.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just put on a lot of hand lotion.
yeah.
I have bought silk for dyeing just to play with, but not like this. It's been actually woven into fabric before I got it.
Yeah,
So this is a totally different animal.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
They also make bells, which is basically the same thing, where they've stretched the cocoon out, but in a pill shape. So
Yeah.
it's not flat.
Yeah.
They also make bricks where they've made. I haven't figured bricks out yet.
I never dealt with them either.
Right, it comes in a brick, but then you have to kind of pull the brick apart, and it's like they took a bunch of those hankies that she just had in her hand and smushed them all together in a brick.
Compressed.
You have to kind of break the brick apart very gently, and eventually you'll be able to pull some hankies out.
Yeah, and they make this thing, it looks like quilt batting. It's called a strict, I think, or something with an S.
Uh-huh.
It looks like quilt batting.
Wow.
And it's 100% silk, and you just pull it off and dye it.
Huh.
So,
It's awfully pretty.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you can also cut these silk hankies and card them with some wool if you don't like spinning pure silk.
Uh-huh.
So
But who doesn't love silk?
Yeah, really.
I love
Dyes
silk,
like a
but-
dream. Silk dyes with any dye like a dream.
Yeah.
So Dee, have you figured out, or even checked, like if you stretch it really, really, really thin, about your yardage on one hanky?
Oh, one hanky will probably get you about 10 yards.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, but that's really, really, really super thin.
So that would be before spinning.
That would be before spinning. So, I knit a shawl that I drop spindled, and it's been several years ago. And I can pull the shawl through a wedding ring.
That's great.
Oh
that's
my
how-
goodness.
That's how thin you can get it.
Yeah.
It's very
Wow.
strong. Silk is very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really super strong stuff.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any more questions?
And your hair looks beautiful, Dee.
Yes, it
Oh,
does.
it's a mess this morning.
No, not
That's really
really.
nice.
I think I've written things down, so hopefully I might have to call you.
And David,
Oh, you're more than anybody's welcome to call me or email me if anybody's got any questions whatsoever.
I'm gonna have to do another Amazon order, darn it.
I'm glad.
So you got your fibers from the Wet Belly fibers, but you also mentioned Dharma. Have you just
Dharma has them. I'm pretty sure Knit Picks has them.
Living felt,
But does Dharma, are they the hankies like I thought the hankies were hankies?
They have those too.
they have both kinds? Yeah.
They have
But-
time hankies to dye. So
Living Felt sells them.
I bought the ones I have from a fiber festival, so I bet there may be a MAFA vendor that has them also,
That
yeah,
could-
I bet there is. So
just to make a plug.
Have you found a quality difference between the Wet Belly or the Dharma?
I think the Wet Belly was a little bit better.
Nice to know.
Dharma's is all right, but these are really super soft, and Dharma's are a little bit coarser.
Here comes your helper.
Oh dear.
Yes, do not knock my dye over. Good. That would be a mess.
Sometime during the demonstration, my kitty sacked out right below the screen, but too far below the angle of the camera for anybody to see him. So
Put them to sleep.
he's just out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got up and got going this morning. I thought, well, we're not going to have the meeting, I'm going to get up and practice. But God, I'm glad I didn't clean it all up before.
Yeah, I
Oh my
know.
goodness.
I thought you were, just preparing and would come on later.
No, I actually thought it was next one.
Oh,
Next one.
wow. I should have called you.
Yeah.
I should
well,
have called you sooner, sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. Nobody knew what was going on. That was my fault. And I was writing it on a calendar.
Well, now we know how little time it takes to get prepared, so that was good.
Yeah.
Very nice, though. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
That
excellent.
was
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Fabulous.
Okay.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, I love your different tips. The
Yeah.
paper plate and the some things you just can't write down how to, kind of mash down with your fingers like that.
Yeah, when I was preparing the handout, I was thinking, well, let's do this, let's do that. But actually, when you get going, it doesn't always work out the way your handout goes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Serendipity.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Cool.
I think Dharma sells
cool.
like silk clothing and stuff too, if you had a big enough
They
Can-
do.
Cookie
take out
sheet.
bag or something.
And I'll tell you something else that's fun to dye if you don't want to do silk. They have drawstring bags,
Yes.
which I love to dye those drawstring cotton bags. They make the best gifts ever.
What are you shredding?
So, all right. More questions?
Well,
We-
thank you,
Dee.
Dee. That was
Oh, you guys are
great.
more than welcome.
Nice.
Great.
More than welcome.
Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thanks.
Uh-huh. I'm glad everybody could see too, because I was
Sorry we
Yeah.
missed you out.
It's perfect.
Well
camera
said.
angle. Okay,
Well,
cool.
I will get
Really
it up. I will get it up on YouTube as soon as I can, and then people, if they want to revisit it, it can watch
Yep.
it over and over.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody have anything else they want to add before we call this meeting a halt? Or any element that I have forgotten?
I hate to stop the meeting. This is fun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not in a hurry to stop it. I was just not trying to drag it out. If anybody had anything, please.
That is shredding paperwork. I hope it's not important.
Mom, my cat ate my insurance bill.
I had lovebirds who would, if they saw any paper around, they would bite like little perforations along the edge,
Yeah.
and then they would go back and rip it off along the perforations and then tuck it in their tail, I guess ostensibly to take it back to their nest. And they would bite it again and then rip it off. It's really wild. Little
Yeah, that's
perforation machines.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of a bird tucking things in their tail to
Me
carry them.
either.
Me either.
Yeah, it was the only birds I had that would ever do that.
Uh-huh.
Normally they grab it in their beak and off they go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. Yeah, these would tuck it in the feathers just above their tail on their body, and so you would have all these little sticks of paper sticking out of their back.
That's so cute.
I
They
guess
use it.
because
Would
they
they
have
use it
the
to make a
small,
nest with
very
it?
small beak, they can't carry much, so they found
Yeah.
a place they can.
They were putting it in the trunk.
Yeah.
Right.
Would they make a nest with them?
They would if I didn't keep their cage clean. Yeah, they would make a nest with them. Every now and then I'd let them do that, but then they would go lay eggs.
Ah,
So I tried to keep their cage pretty clean every day.
I can just imagine what's going on in their little heads.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I wouldn't know
Nestled
that
in my nest.
Well, this cat
Yeah.
making confetti is all she's doing. So.
She's not ticky sticking it in her tail.
No, she's not.
That's something else, you guys. Keep a paper towel handy. Just kind of wipe up as you go. That way you don't end up wearing the dye.
yeah.
Ah, good point. So that's where you
Yeah.
just transferred it from the tray to the
Into that
plate.
and it's going to go in the microwave.
I
Okay.
guess if you wear a t-shirt, a totally white t-shirt that doesn't have any pattern that you're trying to preserve, you can use a little Clorox if you get
Oh,
some.
definitely. Yep.
So you'll just cover that with good sturdy saran wrap and
Yep. Actually, my saran wrap right now is underneath my computer holding it up. So